we have several Legos that get built every year.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Get torn back apart, and like
that's a fun time.
random candy cane, this, that, the other.
I don't know where my Lego Christmas tree went. I had a little Lego Christmas tree that I put up during the night. I put it on my desk, and it was I don't know, it was only that big, but it was cute because it was a little Lego and it had like a little star on it. And that's pretty fun. Legos are always just fun though. I mean,
well, our boys still dabble in Legos.
Have you ever seen the adult sets that they make, like the real like massive complex ones?
I've done a couple Lego architectures that were given to me, like New York City.
Yeah.
It's like the skyline, and then Daniel did the Eiffel Tower.
That's pretty cool.
And that thing's 5 feet tall, and it's funny because he got that the Christmas that he got COVID. So like literally he got COVID like I think the day before Christmas. Yeah. And so for like 6 days he just hung out in the kitchen and built that thing layer by layer until it was done.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That positives of
Yeah, you
get 5 days to just build whatever you want to.
Hey dude, like I tell Tracy sometimes, I'm like, I can't wait to get COVID again.
Because it's like
I get 5 days. I'm in a room by myself.
I wouldn't mind that.
Netflix and watching. So my go-to anytime I get sick is Better Call Saul.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or Breaking Bad. Like I'll just start playing it, and it just plays on a loop until it's done. If I'm awake or asleep, just let it rip.
Those are two very good ones. I like Better Call Saul. Has kind of become one of my. I've seen Breaking Bad twice, and it's really good.
Yeah,
it's a top show.
Better Call Saul. So even if I travel for work, and I have like important meetings, I don't know why, but I'll throw that on because he's such a, his personality.
Yeah.
I'm pretty introverted, so like his personality being what it is, I watch him for a little bit. I'm like, all right, I need to step up my game a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like
for this meeting, like
inspiration.
So, yeah. It kind of gets me rolling in the right direction.
That's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good working.
Find something that.
Something to get you locked in.
Yeah,
flip the mode.
Flips the switch, get you in character for what you got to do, and then you go do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll give a cheers to start.
Yeah, man.
And then
I got the Carolina.
Yeah, we need an orange one to go with it.
Well, yeah.
To make it, I figured you didn't want the purple. I tried to not give the purple one. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, this works for me because, Manny my son went to Carolina for a semester.
So it's fitting. You get it for one go around.
And he may be going back, but now I've got him wearing orange every weekend, so he.
That's what matters. Yeah. That's the important part.
We got that part hopefully figured out.
Yeah. I would say so. Tom Friedlob, great guy. Many stories. Do you want to start with just kind of a little bit about what you do now? We can kind of build from there.
Yeah. So now I'm a dad of 2 boys. A wife of married for 30 years. Officially last month.
Very impressive.
Dated for 7 years before that, kind of like you.
Yeah.
Long-term dating.
Yeah.
People wondered if we were ever going to get married.
Did you have a short-term engagement as well?
We actually were engaged for over a year. So,
okay, well that's not much.
Yeah.
It's not very much longer.
And part of that reason was Tracy had to finish Clemson.
Yeah.
So she was a senior, so we wanted her to finish. And then the Carolina Panthers' inaugural season was in Clemson. And then Clemson home games, and we were getting married in Clemson. So you can't do a Saturday home game. And you got to figure out the schedule around the Carolina Panthers coming to town.
Yeah.
So we found one weekend in October, and that was it.
So, yeah. So, so you're okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, October 14th.
Okay.
So. Yeah. So.
Good time of year.
I mean, that's my first life is, family and all the things that are surrounded by that. And then as far as a professional career, I'm a developer. Do commercial development. I work with basically single tenant retail is what we mainly do. I do some kind of one-off things with industrial, but it's kind of just hooking yourself to a horse and letting the horse run you as long as you can, and then you get on another horse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's interesting because now we're kind of different sides of the coin now. With you have city planning, then you have developing.
Yes.
Now, two very similar things, but different on the approach of it.
Yeah, so if you're going to be a city planner and I'm going to be a developer, we're going to fight.
Yeah, we're going to try to find that middle ground of something to work out.
Yeah, something that we can come to some common ground.
Yeah, find the agreement.
Yeah, so my main client right now is Tractor Supply. So,
okay, yeah.
So we do Tractor Supply in South Carolina and Idaho. So two broadly different segments of the United States, but that's where they needed us, and we're willing to do it.
Yeah.
So we actually have one that will start construction here in the upstate in Liberty, and before January 1st, we'll close on it and break ground on that one.
You've gone to travel quite a bit as well with kind of what you're doing.
Yeah. So with technology,
it's kind of
it's interesting because I can literally pull up on my phone right now and I can show you my job site in Idaho.
Yeah.
I've got a camera there, interior, exterior. I can see everything that's going on. So if you're talking to the project manager that's on site for the contractor,
yeah,
I can just pull it up and you're laying asphalt, or it's snowing or whatever it is. So you don't have to travel like you used to. But I had a lot of windshield time in a previous life with one of our previous clients.
Yeah.
And, but I'll go to Idaho a couple times a year minimum.
Just to kind of check it.
Check on jobs.
Yeah.
Go meet with the real estate team. Go look at prospective.
Yeah, there's still some
cities,
but
like
I imagine it's cut down quite a bit.
Yeah, so much of it you can do on Google Earth.
Yeah, that's the same thing that kind of we're in now. Of like most of ours, you're doing a Teams meeting with people across the country,
all the time.
Or you're talking to someone across. It's not really like going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's very limited on where you're going.
Yeah, so most of what I do, like I probably spend 15 hours a week on Zoom calls, Teams calls, something like that. It's always interesting who turns the camera on, who turns it down.
That is always an interesting part.
You always wonder, like, is camera on or camera off today? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? And then all of a sudden,
kind of days you bank on camera off, and sometimes you get unlucky.
Yeah, sometimes cameras so you always gotta be ready. Like put on a shirt, just in case.
Yeah, the shirt has to be on.
Pants are optional because you can hide all that stuff under the table.
Yeah, you can have some leisure wear on, have the pajamas on underneath. Yeah, that's kind of the nice part. I mean, it's also nice now that you don't have to travel everywhere. Time you kind of can save from not
you think about it, like
adds up very. It's more than just a meeting there, but to from staying the night if you have to, whatever else is going on.
Oh yeah,
it's interesting how much it's changed. I mean,
oh yeah, and we were doing some of that stuff pre-COVID, but like that really just that
accelerated everything.
We call it that experiment. Like it changed everybody's mentality on how you can actually do this stuff. And do you need massive office space? Can people work more remotely? And I think the consensus is home offices work.
Yeah.
I think there's still a place for having offices where people are together and you can kind of do that kind of stuff because it's important to have that kind of fellowship. Yeah.
Are y'all remote, or are you have an office that y'all go to, or are y'all just work from home?
So
hybrid.
I do. So I have two jobs. So one, I'm a developer, and that company is called 3D Development, and there's four of us. I'm here in Greenville. My main partner is in Augusta, Georgia. Okay. And then we have another partner in Nashville and Houston. Okay. And so that's kind of we're none of us together. We all work from our own offices. Yeah. So I have a home office I work out of for that. But also here in Greenville, I work with KDS, Kane Commercial. And so I do some small asset management for a small group of clients. Yeah. One is a high net worth investor who owns a bunch of industrial property in Piedmont. So we manage about 500,000 square feet of industrial space, and then beyond that, we're helping them develop another 200,000. Yeah. So, so for that we have the KDS Kane office. So
so that you can kind of go into.
Yeah, I can go in there. I have a touchdown spot.
Yeah.
Get in there, do my stuff.
My opinion has kind of been the hybrid is the best. The 3 days in the office, 2 days out of the office.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of nice. I mean, it's a nice flow of like.
Oh yeah. Well,
there's a.
I'm kind of in that mode. I probably spend most of my time. Probably 80% of my work is development. 20% is on the asset management side.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm probably a couple days a week. I pop in there.
Yeah.
See who's in the office. You know, talk, kind of gather information, sit there and work.
See, that's a nice part of like the water cooler talk, kind of.
Yeah.
The, like actual bonding part of like, oh, I don't just see you know, your initials on the screen.
Right.
It's actually like, oh, okay, I know this person now. Like I know kind of what they. I think that's a very important part. It's hard to like.
And the synergy of being face to face is real.
It's very much different than just over. Makes it very impersonal, like impersonal really when you're just over a Zoom meeting or like a call or just getting like an email or text, whatever it is, notification, versus like having a conversation, talking about it, and then doing it.
Oh yeah.
Very different feels of.
Yeah, it's very different, and you know the thing like, you know, technology is awesome. Like, you can text your dad, your mom, or whoever, and have instant communication and kind of catch up on things. Whereas when I was a kid, you either called them on the phone from the kitchen, or you had to go there physically and figure out where your buddies were.
Yeah.
But you know, so you have all this great instant communication, but sometimes that can become, you know, something that like you lose the face to face.
Yeah.
You lose that personal synergy that you have when you're like this. Like,
we're actually talking.
Yeah. Like this would be completely different on a Teams call, right?
Yeah, this is. I wouldn't do this on a Teams call.
Yeah.
I don't think it works.
No.
Like it's just not the same. I think Teams is great if you need to like, you know, have a quick conversation about, hey, our dashboard needs to look like this, and let's talk through it real quick.
Yeah.
But if you're having a conversation and actually like talking through something,
it
just doesn't. It doesn't work. Like I don't know why or what it is, but it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
It's not.
You lose it completely.
Yeah.
Kind of pivot.
Yeah.
Let's go to childhood. Start there and kind of work our way.
Oh man, childhood in the 80s was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good too.
Where from initially?
All right, so I was born in Charlotte. My dad was working for a company called Celanese. He was a chemist by education, and shortly after I was born, he decided he did not like being a chemist and wanted to go back to school. So we moved quite a bit through my youth.
Yeah.
But all my extended family's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So that was kind of little towns around Nashville were kind of home life through the 5th grade. And then at that point we moved here to South Carolina.
Now Nashville's probably a fun place to grow up.
Yeah, I mean you know, my memories, most of my memories of childhood are from here.
Okay.
But pre that, like, so my dad was he was doing his doctoral work at Ole Miss. So you know, he lived in because we still had a house in Tennessee. He had a 3-room house on a soybean farm, no running water. Had a cistern. You know what a cistern is? A cistern is where you collect the water that runs on the rains on the house.
It
goes into the gutters, and then it runs down into like a well.
Okay.
And so it's not actually a tapped water source from the ground. It's tapped from above.
All the runoff from the
So literally summers and stuff there were like, you go to the outhouse, go to the bathroom, you run around in this soybean farm field, you collect whatever bugs and critters you can find, and you shot 22s in the house. Actually, like we lay in the bed and they had a poster on the wall, and you try to shoot some image in the eyeball or whatever, you know, and see how good you were with your 22. Yeah. So it was pretty simple life.
Simple, fun.
Yeah, did that, and then eventually moved here, and from here he took a job at Clemson. So that's kind of what got us here, and but yeah, childhood was awesome, man. 80s were, like we talked about, like you called your friends on the phone, or you went and found them somewhere, and it's true. Like you just had to be home before the streetlights came on.
Yeah, you had to like just run down to Joe's house and knock on the door, see if he's there.
Yeah, you knock on the door. Is Joe here? No, Joe went over to Bobby's house. You know, and ride over to Bobby's house on your bike. And
Yeah.
you may run into another buddy while you're cruising around.
May find them, may not.
Yeah.
Keep strolling around.
Yeah.
Find something to do.
Yeah, but we probably had probably about a 6 mile radius around the house that we could ride our bikes. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just from, you know, our house to Scott's and Brett. These are actually people, Scott and Brett and Canyon and Martin. Like, you had this big loop that you could ride and look for people. Your parents kind of knew you were out there somewhere. And
You're somewhere within this realm of
yeah, yeah. And
outdoors.
the saying was, try not to get hurt, like, because
Yeah.
you know, like,
Seriously injured, probably.
Yeah.
You know, hurts.
no helmets, no
Yeah.
bike helmets, no, you know, you just
You just
go
flew.
after it, man.
Yeah, just living 100%
Yeah.
full throttle.
Yeah, it's you know, survival of the fittest. Like,
There's, yeah.
the dum-dums went to the wayside, and we made it through somehow. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Maybe.
yeah, we did that, and you know, high school was just like you see it on TV in the '80s. Was, you know,
Very, like, stereotypical, like...
stereotypical. You know, so in high school, we actually, to show you like how things have changed, there was a smoking section at our high school. So you could, between classes, you could go out and hotbox a cigarette
Yeah.
in this designated area.
Yeah.
I was not one of those guys because I was actually scared to go into that box.
Oh, it wasn't even, like, outside. It was just...
I was
like-
outside,
Oh, okay.
behind the lunchroom.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I'm a little nerd, so like I was not about to go walk that way to class because that's where you get your butt kicked. So, but literally, so you get in detention. One of the jobs that you got if you were in detention was go clean all the cigarette butts off the ground out there as punishment. So, yeah, so that's
a different world.
That's a different world. Like,
Yeah.
and there were no, you know, you rode the bus.
Hmm.
You know, most of us rode the bus when we got to driving age. I remember my first buddy, Glenn O'Connor. He was the first one that could drive, and he had a Ford Courier pickup truck.
Okay.
And he would pick all of us up, and we would sit in the back of the
Yeah,
pickup
sit
truck.
in the back, just drive around.
It'd be like 4 or 5 of us in the back, and he would drive us to school and drive us home.
Very carefully and very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we told my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, like, in today's world,
Yeah.
like, throwing your son and daughter, like, just have one of your buddies pick you up
Yeah.
at 15 years old
Mm-hmm.
and drive you 10 miles to school and back in the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
of a pickup truck.
Like a 30-minute drive to school in the back of...
Yeah, like it was...
Probably get out of the bed and it's just like... You have mufflers on, or
Yeah.
ears are covered. It's
Yeah,
like,
you know.
you can't hear.
Yeah, it was, but that's the way it was, man. And there were no sign in, sign out. You just walked out the door and got in the car and left. Like, it was.
Once you're out the door, it's just kind of like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we'll see you when
Yeah.
you get back here because
Yeah.
no way to find you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it was.
It's a crazy time. The only experience we had with smoking was like Waffle House
Oh yeah.
in the early... When I was young, they still had smoking sections. That was the only time like we had smoke. Like that was the last, and even that went away pretty quickly. I'd say like 2010s probably.
Yeah. So
Done.
when I was 16, I got a job. Like the day I turned 16, I got a job as a dishwasher in a restaurant called Western Sizzlin',
Mm-hmm.
like a steakhouse. My best friend's family owned that restaurant,
Mhm.
so went and got a job. But like literally, like 2/3 of that restaurant was smoking.
Yeah.
Like, you know. And so it was like that was just like the norm. Was like,
Well, all the smoke stays on that side of the room too.
It never-
doesn't. It never
Yeah.
floats across the smoking section.
it's interesting. Like the smoking section's here, like this booth, and
Yeah.
this booth's non-smoking, right?
Yeah.
So like they're back to back, like
Yeah.
like that's how close everybody was. But yeah, I mean, it was commonplace. Like, every house you went to had a big ashtray on the coffee table, and you know, it was kind of like artwork. Like if you can find a cool ashtray now, man, that's like.
But that's really cool
Expensive.
part. The like McDonald's ones or like the chains that you can find that had like ashtrays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, those are pretty cool. It's
Yeah, you
like,
found some
those
like-
are fun.
Yeah, those are collectible. It's like
Yeah, it'd be like one of these pops. It's
yeah,
like,
like you could start collecting ashtrays and.
yeah, you really can. Or the matches.
Mm-hmm.
We have like a thing of matches downstairs with like from different places.
Uh-huh.
Those are pretty cool. Those are fun. Where it's like we have like one from the peddler.
Oh, yeah.
And like the melting pot.
Yeah.
When like they had ashes or not ashes. Matches.
Yeah.
And it's like. Those
Yeah,
are
but
pretty
it was
fun.
like that was like legit advertising. Was like every place had a
Yeah.
matchbook that you could grab and
Take it with you.
had their like we're talking Better Call Saul. Like if you watch the show, like he's got matchbooks with his whole stuff on it. So yeah, that was cool.
Did you have what was like your hobbies or like sports in kind of high school or
so
kind of that time?
I had a good group of buddies, but I was rather shy and introverted in high school outside of my network of friends, and I was really small. So that's my excuse for not playing high school sports, because I was scared.
That's fair.
But literally, ninth grade, I was 4'10" and weighed 80 pounds. So I was tiny.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you were to go by the legal stuff on a booster seat, my parents could have put me in a booster seat to take me to high school. I was tiny, and I didn't get my spurt until 11th grade, so I was really small. But I did, once I kind of hit that spurt and kind of grew into myself, I played a ton of basketball, a ton of flag football, baseball, softball. Like I played anything that
whatever I could find.
Yeah, so I did a lot of intramural stuff in college, and
Well, I bet that was also fun in high school, because it's kind of like you can go round up, not 11 people to go play football, or whoever's in the neighborhood. It's just like, hey, we're gonna go play.
We had so I lived in a neighborhood called Cherokee Gardens, and then you had like these other
surrounding kind of.
I don't know why they all had Indian names, but Indian Hills and but so you'd be like, hey, Cherokee Gardens is gonna go out and meet at so and so church, and we're playing the next neighborhood over.
Yeah.
And it was.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's like a little tournament within itself.
Yeah, like you'd show up, like who's going to show up on the other team, and you'd be like, whoa, like they brought a 20-year-old to their game, and we got a bunch of 14-year-olds.
You had like neighborhood rivalries.
Yeah, we did. Like they really go there and you just beat on each other, And
that's so much fun. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was kind of what happened, but did a ton of that stuff. High school was. I always say, like, if you can get 3 friends that you can call at 3 a.m. and they'll come do whatever you need, consider yourself lucky. And I still have 2 of my closest friends I know from high school.
Yeah.
So
same way.
Pushing 40 years since I graduated too.
It's impressive.
Yeah. So.
That's pretty cool. Did you start liking? Was it cars then that kind of like piqued your interest? Like that kind of started to develop, put seeds.
And my dad was not a car guy, but I, as a kid, was really into Hot Wheels and model car building. So, the classic old plastic model cars where you had to take the glue and glue them together and paint them and all this stuff. So I used to do a bunch of those as a kid and collected tons of Hot Wheels cars. I can remember getting my $3 allowance and
going to the general store and trying to find Hot Wheels you could.
Go and find a Hot Wheels. It was either that or for football trading cards.
Yeah.
And but it kind of got into it like that, like just really loved cars that way. And then as life progressed, always wanted to have, you'd see something you wanted to drive or own for a short amount of time, and kind of really got into cars, and even to this day, it's still kind of
it's a cool thing.
Staple that I always want something to play with.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of a more adult version of Legos in a sense.
Yeah, it's like big boy Legos, right? And we actually, we stored a couple cars a year in the family house in the past. So and we had a tree fall on one.
Yeah.
So
unfortunate.
But the cool thing about that was literally like that tree fell on it, but the body of the tree just kind of wrapped over the top of it. So we had, I don't know if were you there? Like
I wasn't there when it actually happened, but. You came back and saw it.
Yeah, your dad got some friend of his that had a huge backhoe, and they basically just lifted the tree up like enough to
get it out.
Yeah, because the car had it pressed it down and compressed it to the ground, and then they lifted the tree up and basically and I just drove it out through the branches. Perfectly fine. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Saved the car.
Didn't even bust the windows. Like it was crazy. So. So I've had old hot rods and little cool BMWs and just all kinds of random stuff over the years.
For the trading cards, did you get a lot of was it baseball or like specific sport you went after?
I did baseball and football.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of my memories are the football cards.
Yeah.
Because that was, when you kind of network of buddies, we're all into the same stuff, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I have tons of. I have just shoe boxes of old football cards, and they date back to names like Joe Montana and Franco Harris and Tony Dorsett and Walter Payton, and like that was kind of my era.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's cool. I have I got give it to me. I'm gonna say one of my grandmother's friends. She gave me a set that someone in her family had collected, and so it's like a binder full of like 80s, 90s basketball cards.
Oh yeah.
That are really cool. Like they're really cool. Like you have like the Dream Team in there, like the full set of them. You have like the 95, 96 Bulls. Oh, like so, there's like a bunch of like they're really cool. But the funny part was one day I was like, I don't know what to do with any of these, and so I was like, I wonder how much any of this is worth.
Yeah.
So I took them down there and they're like, well, these are all pretty generic cards, so you could get like $10. And I was like, seriously? I was like, this whole set.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you kidding me?
Yeah. There's probably one card hidden in there that he really wants, like it's like worth a ton of money, and he's not going to tell you that, like like, oh, I'll give you $50 for it. All right, I'll give you $50 for it. You're like, okay, and then there's one card in there worth $500 that
no one knew about. Anyways, I still have them because I was like, I'll keep the cards over the $10.
Well, I can remember a buddy of mine, we were kind of digging through because he was selling some of his just because we were in college and he wanted to make some money. He was like, oh, dude, you have a Joe Montana. I was like, yeah, I got 3 of these. Like, and I'm not thinking much about them because it's just like
it's a card.
He goes, dude, you can get $200 a piece for those, and I'm like, ooh, that's
seriously
$600. Like $600 back then. I'm like, man,
I will take that $600.
I could really do some damage with $600 on the weekend. And then I didn't sell them though because I'm like, I just can't let them go. Like, so I have no idea what they're worth now.
Worth finding out.
Yeah, maybe I need to place them in a more secure place in the house.
Yeah, turn that 200 to 1,000 a piece, and
who knows, man.
All of a sudden, I don't know if I need. Maybe I'll keep one.
Yeah, sell two and keep the other one.
Yeah, those are cool. I wish they weren't as big when it just never was like a thing really with like all the stuff we had to like get cards.
Yeah,
it's kind of a lost thing because it's really cool, like artwork and stuff.
I mean, just simple. That's one of the things. Like, and everybody goes, "Well, my generation was the coolest." Like,
Yeah.
But like,
80s is pretty hard to.
80s 90s was fun, man. Tough. It was simple. Like, if you wanted to, if you wanted to know the score of the game, you had to look in a newspaper, or there was 6 minutes on the 6 o'clock news that talked sports, and that was it. Like, there was no ESPN. There was 3 channels, and you got to watch whatever one football game was on that day.
Yeah, that's kind of what we've talked. Me, kind of Julie May talked about it one time. It was like, when you think what the best would be to like grow up as a kid, and it's like the 80s is pretty hard to top. Like you don't have the technology of like 2010s, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't have to worry about. There's no social media. There's no like internet where like, it's the internet.
Yeah.
Pluses and minuses to it, but there's nothing like, you can just go play. Like you can just go do whatever, and there's really minor repercussions outside of like hurting yourself. Like,
as long as you don't.
As long as you're not injuring yourself.
Yeah, everything was pretty safe.
It's a pretty fun time.
And I look back, like my dad was born in 1940, so like you think about like he can remember they had an ice box on the porch. And a guy pulls up in a horse and carriage and delivers a block of ice that you put in the ice box. And that's how you kept your stuff cold. Every few days he'd bring a big old piece of ice. And like you go from something that was technology back then.
That was innovative. I mean, that was like turn of the century.
Yeah, and you're born like right during World War II. So you think about somebody like that who saw something as basic as that to the 50s and all the stuff you've seen on TV and stuff. The 50s, the 60s. Yeah. With all the free spirit and dope smoking and all that stuff. Yeah. The 70s that was like the 80s, 90s, to now where he can pull out his phone.
Like, you can look up whatever you want to.
What do you want to do? Like, like to go back to something as basic as that. Like that's an era that you go like, wow, that's a lot of change. Like, But even for us, the '80s, like, you know, it was.
I think everything was still hit quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to see. I mean, what was the most like innovative time? But all of them are really cool.
Yeah.
Mark's story that he told me was his, let's see, I think his grandma would be his grandma. When they first were moving, they went across the Oregon Trail, stopped somewhere in the plains,
Really?
built like I don't know if it was it's probably not a mud hut, but earth house.
Mm-hmm.
Dealt with attacks from Indians all the way. Stayed there for a while.
Yeah.
When she finally was in her last years, she was in a high rise in Oregon, looking at airplanes where you could see the airport with the airplanes taking off. So thinking about that, it's just like it makes your mind kind of like just boggle. It's like how far it went in what's that 50, 60, whatever years, and it's
a crazy amount of change that happened through that era, and you just kind of wonder, like, my kids who are 19 and 14, like, what are they going to experience between now and when they're 60?
And what does the next 50 years look like?
Yeah, like is it? It's probably stuff that we can't even fathom yet, because could you
even imagine? It's
like just the iPhone that we deal with, and everybody has one in their pocket every day. Like, that was incomprehensible when I was a kid, an elementary school kid.
It's even like the Jetsons. Like, they don't have an iPhone on the Jetsons. They have like the the teleprompter on, or like the intercom system almost.
That was not tech, man.
And that was the futuristic show of see that pretty early.
I think I remember the Jetsons as a kid, so that's probably like 60s, 70s.
That's kind of what I wanted to say. Animation seems like a crazy thing when you try to date when it started having TV shows like Tom and Jerry, all those like kind of real old.
So you got Bugs Bunny up there. So Bugs Bunny was a staple in my life as a elementary school kid.
Like the Looney Tunes.
Oh man. Yeah. My cousin and I, like when we were together, like, we would literally set our, basic alarm clock for a certain, because there was no DVR. You had to catch it when you caught it. Like, if you missed it, you missed it. And we would get up, and there was a show called Vegetable Soup that came on right before Looney Tunes, and we would catch the last couple minutes of Vegetable Soup and then straight into Looney Tunes, and it was literally, you just sat there and watched it and laughed, and then when they ate pancakes.
That was also fun. The DVRs when I was a kid, they had really limited space, so you couldn't record everything. It was kind of like whatever Dad wanted to record. That's
what you got.
That's what we got.
Yeah.
So you couldn't record like the TV shows. So it was having to gotta go to the bathroom during the commercial break. You cannot make it you gotta go. You have to make it in that minute and a half span.
Yeah, you had you had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Take care of your business.
Yeah, you got to burst off the couch and go.
Yeah. grab a Twinkie and get back to the couch, and then literally, you think about, so we live I always call it a microwave society, right? Like, Netflix comes out, you binge watch the whole season in 2 nights, Yeah. You and your bride get under the couch, watch it all, man, that was awesome. When I was a kid, it was literally like, a new season comes out, it's like Thursday at 8.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, next Thursday at 8, you watch it. And it would take 6 months, to watch what we can do almost instantly.
Yeah, I feel like it was also kind of nice, somewhat nice to have that, of the staggered, to where it's not just all right, well, I'm going to consume 10 hours of a TV show in a day. But having the, anticipation of the week of, all right, we watched American Idol, so it was I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it came out, and it was like, who's going to be on? Who's going to win next? Who's going to make it to the next stage? Who are they going to pick from the city? And having the actual I have to sit down at this time and we're all going to watch it.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's just unique. It's different. It's there's pluses and minuses of, if you did miss it, you missed it.
Yeah. It's kind of like live sports. We have to wait every Saturday to see if Clemson, what's Clemson going to do? Are they going to suck this week? Or are they going to
pick it up? What's going to happen?
They showed up last night.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's one of the things, also with instant information, it's funny because like if there's something that the boys and I or Trace and I want to watch, like a Clemson game or a F1 race or whatever, and it starts at a certain time and we're not all together, like now I can't look at my phone.
Yeah.
Because it'll give me an alert, or I pull up ESPN and it gives me the score, and I'm like, man, I didn't want to know.
Yeah, ESPN's the worst about it. They'll hit you with like 20 notifications throughout the whole
game. I
had
to turn mine off, dude. Yeah. I had to like no more notifications because it just spoils it all for me. Because like a lot of times I'm tied up doing something that I can't watch it live.
Yeah.
So you catch it after the fact.
Yeah, Mark has no notifications on his phone, and so he'll text me about a game like 2 days later after it happened, because he still records them and he'll watch it like whenever he's doing, sitting down or whatever. And so it's like, I don't know. I just saw the score notification.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole game. And it's been so different for him. So called me and he was like, "Did you not see the third down play?" And I'm like, "No."
If it's not on the highlight or
if
reel,
it wasn't on the highlight reel, I didn't see it.
My dad's, he's getting older, so. But I'll be like, because he's an Ole Miss guy, right? So I'm like, hey, Ole Miss is playing so and so. You need to watch it. He'll literally text me back like a week later, like, is that tonight? And I'm like, no, I texted you a week ago, Dad. Like, it's not tonight. It took you a week to see my text. Like, we need to work on our promptness of our
the respondingness.
Yeah. So
maybe get a couple notifications a little louder, a little
more ding, or a little less of the other notifications, so you can actually see mine come through. So.
Yeah, gotta mix it up a little bit. So now go back from high school. Did you go to college immediately, or did you kind of know you were going to?
Yeah, so
because your college experience is very interesting, and it's
mine's what you tell your kids not to do, right? So the plan was to go to college right away, and I was a really bad student. Like even in high school, like literally, like I was so bad that I actually was algebra 3 trig. I had to make, and this is how bad I am. Like I would literally see what I had to make in order to pass the class to get my diploma. So literally, I was down to the final exam, having to make a certain grade in order to walk across that stage. It came down to the last test. So I graduated, and back then, most kids, like, it was not as competitive to get into schools. Like, I had no advantage to get into Clemson over anybody else because it's a state school. Even though my dad taught there, that meant nothing, right?
Yeah.
He went to a private school. You could, your kids get to go and all that stuff, but not a state school. So I was originally going to go to Coastal Carolina, me and a buddy. He backed out. He decided he wanted to stay closer to home, so I backed out. And then ended up last minute just like literally walking into Sykes and saying, hey, you accepted me back at so-and-so, I want to come. And they're like, yeah, you can go. But back then nothing was online, so literally you had to walk around and find classes that had room. So I took 8 hours my fall semester. It was a math class and an English class, and I made a 5-hour F in math and a 3-hour D, so I had a 0.31 grade average. And my dad was like, well, that doesn't work. So you're going to have to figure it out for a little while. And so literally I worked full-time for, through the spring semester and summer. Met Tracy, my wife, like that summer, just by chance, during the summer job. And
were you working at the restaurant or
I was still working at the restaurant. And she came in and applied for a job, and my best friend was like, because I was somehow during the summer got pushed onto like morning work, like lunch, and Tracy was working at night, and my best friend, who's still real close, he was like, hey man, there's this girl that started working at night shift, and she's smoking hot. Like, you need to come in and check her out.
Yeah.
So I came in to work and just came in to eat and sat at a booth and saw her and everything, and just walked up and said, hey, what's going on? You want to go grab Wendy's or something after work? And she's like, well, I can't tonight, but I can tomorrow night. And so literally, We'll get back to college, but so this sidebar.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm like, all right, I got to stay with this hot chick, right? And I walk in the next day, and I don't know if she called me or what, but she told me that she had plans. She could not
Yeah.
go out. So this other guy was like, hey, could you pick up my night shift? I'm like, sure. I got nothing going on. So I picked up his night shift. Well, it turns out he was going out with her. So I picked up the shift for the dude that ended up going out with my future wife.
Yeah.
Well, they did not have a good time, and one thing led to another. And
Worked out.
37 years later, we're still hanging out. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so college was like, my dad was more like, I pay for play, and if you're not playing ball, then we're not doing that. So I was in and out. I went to Tri-County Tech to get cheap credits.
TCTC degree up there.
I got one too, man. What's yours in?
Associates of College Studies.
And mine was Associates in Science. And literally, I took so many classes there because you could do it cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Took so many classes there. I went to see my advisor, and the advisor goes, "Do you realize you've already graduated?" And I'm like, "What?" Like,
No.
I already got enough. She's like, "Yeah, you have the credits to graduate." She's like, "Do you want to walk?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to walk, but can I get a diploma?" She's like, "Yeah," and they sent me my diploma in the mail. But I have I went there and took a boatload of classes and was in and out and took, Tracy now by then, she's out of high school and she's in college and she's studious, right? She's the dean's list and she gets it done and all that kind of stuff, and I'm the anchor that's not performing. And so she graduated. She's 3 years younger than me, but graduated in 93 years before me. So I decided to take some real time off, and I took 5 years and I just worked.
Yeah.
Most of it in restaurants, and I was doing kitchen management and that kind of stuff. And one day decided, no, I can't do this forever. And she was supportive, and I went back to school and
finished it then.
Finished it up. Yeah.
What'd you actually finish?
I was an accounting major.
Accounting. Okay.
Yeah. So I was picking business of some sort.
Yeah.
And through the advice of my father, he said, pick a discipline, not just something generic, because you can be more adaptable.
Yeah.
An accounting major can do management, but a management can't do accounting. That kind of mindset. So did accounting, graduated, and by the time I got my degree, I wanted nothing to do with accounting. So I literally exited the stage and went and joined a construction framing crew, and literally was digging footings for houses, pouring concrete, framing houses, just doing
whatever.
Yeah, from pinning the corners of the house to handing them the keys. Like I did it all over those years. So I did that for a few years.
Was that with someone you knew initially, or?
Yeah, so there was. I kind of jumped around a little bit, but I knew a guy that used to come into the restaurant I was managing, who was a carpenter and did that kind of stuff. So I jumped on with them and did it. And then a friend of Tracy's stepdad had a pretty successful construction company. Yeah. And so I did it with them. Yeah. But then it ended up, Tracy got a job in Atlanta with Gap Incorporated as an auditor. So I needed to find a job in Atlanta, right? Yeah. And basically the way you did it back then was you got the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, you went down to the newspaper store, you got the AJC, you opened it up to the want ads under construction.
Started looking.
Fax me your resume, and so I went to a fax machine and you'd send it off. And a company called D.R. Horton called, and I got a job with them. It's one of those fake it till you make it, right? They wanted an estimator. I'd never been an estimator, but I've been on job sites and
I could figure it out.
I can add up studs and linear feet of this and that, and so spent 7 years working with those guys. Yeah. Which was in their operations group, and learned a ton about not only construction and budgeting and forecasting and all that kind of stuff, but also what I didn't want to be, which was a corporate person who just had to follow all the rules. I wanted to be able to make my own rules. Yeah. And so when the opportunity popped up to jump into commercial.
That's when you kind of. Is it also? Did you move up here? Did you move back, or was that in Atlanta that you started going back into kind of?
Yeah. So.
Or going towards commercial.
Yeah. So we lived here. We lived in the upstate in Clemson. So I spent from the time I was in the 5th grade until I was close to 30 in the upstate in Clemson, Seneca, that area. Yeah. we moved to Atlanta for 4.5, 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved back. And when we moved back, kind of how it worked was when I moved back, I actually moved back and worked with D.R. Horton for a while.
Oh, okay.
In Greenville,
Yeah.
and helped them with some stuff. And Tracy was doing residential real estate and had a friend who basically said, like, if you'll help me chase this client, which was CVS,
Mm-hmm.
if you'll help me chase them, there's no money in it unless we get a deal done. And if something pops, then we all make a little money. So she did that for like 2 years for $0, and finally got a deal done. And one turned into two, turned into four, and they're like, we can't handle this now. We need somebody who knows construction, and that's where I transitioned into.
No, so that's where it kind of opened up for kind of both of you, I guess.
Yeah. So for a decade, we did everything CVS wanted to do, from Columbia West in South Carolina and Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, and some of Georgia. And
Yeah.
we basically built 50 CVSs in that,
Mm-hmm.
over the course of time, and kind of just that I got a ton of windshield time because on those I had to be on site all the time.
Yeah.
So
I imagine then you probably didn't have the tools you have now, or technology wise.
No, dude,
it
I
was probably more
flip phone.
actually. Yeah. Yeah.
I can remember being on a flip, like you'd stop in a certain area. I was going down to Augusta, Georgia for a job, and there's one spot in the backwoods that, like, you knew you got cell phone service in this one spot.
Mm-hmm.
So you drive, and then you pull over right there. You make a couple phone calls. You text A, B, C, D, E, F, like back in the old days. I don't know if you ever had to do that, but
Or you tap it like three times, go to the
Yeah.
whatever letter you want.
so and you send out a couple texts real quick, and you kept on going. And and if you were really cool, you had a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I wasn't really cool, so I didn't have a BlackBerry. But that, that's how it was. Like, and you had to upload photos you shot with a digital camera to CVS's corporate world, so I could see what was going on, all that kind of stuff.
I imagine those pictures were. I mean, probably like looking through water at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably not the clearest.
Yeah, it's like literally like if you had a 1 megapixel picture.
Yeah.
It was in that world. It was high res.
It's like, holy smokes.
Like, man, this dude's really taking some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it worked.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Looking back, do you find it kind of, I don't know, what do you think of, like, it's kind of like an exponential curve in almost your life of, man, you're going through, the time of college, and you start getting a job, you start working up, and all of a sudden, you go work at D.R. Horton, or D.R. Horton?
Yeah.
And then it's starting to go up, and then, you have CVS come around, it's just like, shoots.
I tell people all the time, like, it's not what you know a lot of times, it's who you know.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that all the time. But it's also like just putting yourself out there and willing to, like Tracy doing that for 2 years for not a single dollar. Like spending her time and energy and chasing stuff and doing all this stuff for not a penny. Sometimes you work for free for a long time before you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Or you do something and you go, like, if I do the math, I made about $2 an hour to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's how you kind of develop.
After that one.
Yeah, develop work ethic. You develop,
Mm-hmm.
you basically say, I'm doing this for knowledge only. It's not gonna really pay anything, and you just kind of
It's setting that stage.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's all the background that
Yeah.
no one sees.
And it's kind of like the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you don't do anything, you're gonna get nothing.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of stuff and try doing a lot of things. Eventually, you will get lucky with something.
Mm-hmm.
So
You got to keep trying.
yeah, keep trying. Like, swing and miss. Eventually, you'll foul one off, and eventually you'll get one straight.
Yeah, but I bet that first CVS felt really good for it to, like, when you finally turned that corner. And it was both, I guess when she got one and then you finally got a contract to do go kind of do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that felt more amazing than, like,
Yeah, you're
it's like,
thinking,
holy smokes.
Yeah, and you're like, man, I hit the big time. Like, I am the cat's meow. Like, I'm cool as hell. And, but it was, did a lot of stuff to get to that one point, yeah. And you never know, like there's a lot of forks in the road, and, who knows if you took the left fork, what would have happened? All you can do is just
keep going.
Yeah, just kind of look through the windshield that you're living in and see what works,
Yeah. So when at that point did y'all kind of think about, like, having a family and, like, starting to?
Oh man, we were, obviously close to your family, and watched you guys get born and saw that life, and we knew we wanted it. We just didn't know the timing of it. And then we were in Atlanta. We had a failed pregnancy, which really sucked. And you know, that was like, you know, when we decided to have kids, it's like, we're ready to have kids. Within a month, we're pregnant. Like, this was easy, right? I didn't know it was this easy to get pregnant. And that one turned out bad. And then for 7 years, couldn't get pregnant again. Like, you think, like, what the heck, man? How could you do it that easy once? And then so during all that time, we weren't trying, like, every month and all that kind of stuff. We were just kind of getting back on the horse and making things happen. And Tracy had a desire to adopt, and I was always like, after we have our first one, I'm open to it. And she said, if you're open to it, why not before the first one? I'm like, well, I don't have an argument for that. Like, I can't argue this with. So I think you won that argument. So we ended up going through the process and adopting Manny from Guatemala, and that took about a year and a half, you know, from paperwork and
that's interesting how long
studies
it takes to like make that happen.
International. I don't, because it's been 20 years now. I don't even know how international works anymore. But
I doubt it's gotten easier.
I doubt it's any easier. It's probably a lot harder in today's world, but. It was an amazing experience because not only like just the journey of getting yourself approved, like we had to go to Charleston get fingerprinted. Like they didn't have a fingerprinting place in Greenville. Like so you had to go to Charleston. Like that kind of stuff was kind of fun, you know, and home studies and this, that, and the other, and picking what country you're open to and boy or girl and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, the phone call came and they sent a picture of Manny over. It was like this newborn. You're like, yeah, let's go for it. You know. So we went down there 3 different times. And when you're in Guatemala, you fly into Guatemala. It's very third world. You throw your suitcases in the back of an old Impala that's now a taxi. You know? And they take you to the hotel, and literally they would basically show up at the hotel, and they're like, so he's with a foster mom at that point, right? He's been given up for adoption. He's with a foster family. The foster family comes and you meet him in the lobby. They do the handoff, and they're like, "When you leaving?" And you're like, "All right, we're leaving in 10 days." They're like, "All right, we'll be back in 10 days." And this is all done through a translator because I don't speak Spanish well enough to have that conversation, right? And like, "All right, see ya." And then you walk back up to the room and you have a at this point a 3-month-old baby. And you're in a foreign country, you just flew all day, you're hungry, and all you have is 4 ounces of baby formula and 1 diaper. And now you're like, dude, I got to figure out what to do. Like I got to find a grocery store.
Something.
I'm now a dad. Like I woke up this morning, I was just a guy. This afternoon, I'm a dad holding a newborn. I got to figure out how to get to the grocery store. I got to figure out how to get some diapers. I got to figure out how to get some baby formula. You know, and so you walk downstairs and you talk to the concierge and you're like, I need to figure out how to do this stuff. And he's like, I'll take you. And he like says, I'll be back in an hour. Like talk to whoever's at the front desk. And he throws you in the car and like, boom, you're off. And you're off to this grocery store and you're grabbing all this stuff and trying to figure out what you need and all this because
that's the other problem. I probably don't know exactly what you actually need.
I've had my sister and your parents, and I've watched them do their work right with their babies, and I'm like, okay, I know I need diapers, I know I need some baby formula, I need some wipes. Like, what else do I need? Like, you know, you're trying to figure it out, and you just kind of figured it out. You're just figuring it out in a third world country, and you know, they set us up. That adoption agency set us up with somebody they knew that would help you get around a little bit. Like, so they had this family, 2 brothers, who would take adopted families and they would take them to like, hey, you want to go and do a little bit of sightseeing, or you need to go down to so-and-so and sign some papers while you're here, whatever it was. They could coordinate that. And so they would come and run you around. Well, the first day you're like, all right, let's go. Well, there are no car seats, right? It's like you get in the car and you just
You got to hold and...
That's it, man. That's your car seat right there. It's like this
Yeah.
right here, and you're just kind of like, well, if this is the way they do it. Like, let's hope it works. And
Yeah.
you're whizzing around and doing stuff, and yeah, and then they did have like this makeshift plastic, what looked kind of like you would put your. It didn't even look like official for a real baby. It was like like if your sister had a Cabbage Patch doll, and then you gave it a little car seat for the Cabbage Patch doll. It was like janky plastic stuff.
Okay.
So they did have one of those in the room that we tried to use, and the handle was broken. It was
It's more dangerous to put them in there.
yeah, like that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So the second time we came, we brought a car seat, and then we left the car seat with the adoptive family. Whether they used it or not, I have no clue. But we did leave it with them. And then the third time he came home, like, you know,
Yeah.
had that, and you know, signed off and did all that stuff, and yeah, and then he was here, and that was it, man.
Yeah.
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 And then we were about to adopt a second time, and the day after Christmas, Tracy's like, "Man, this yogurt it's something wrong with this yogurt," and I'm like, "We just opened. There's nothing wrong with that yogurt."
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "I'm telling you, my taste is off. Like this something's not right."
Yeah.
I said, "I'll be right back." I ran down to the CVS, grabbed a pregnancy test, came up positive, and we're like, "Oh man, this is crazy!"
Yeah.
Like and we weren't even at that point. You're not even trying. Like we're just like kind of just being whatever. Yeah, and that's how Daniel got conceived, just randomly, and so now we have two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty amazing story. I didn't know that's what all it took to actually like go through like with the adoption process alone. Like
I mean, it was. I don't even know how it is now. I have a couple of friends who are going through the fostering process, and it's rather extensive. You know, and I get it. I get why it is.
Yeah.
But just like the layers of the onion in development, like there's all these things you got to do and studies and all this kind of stuff just to get the deal approved. It's the same thing with getting call it a deal approved to be a foster parent. You know.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that pushes people away because it's so difficult.
Sometimes you don't need as much regulations as you have.
Yeah, like I realize that you're bringing a human life into your home, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to do the best you can.
So obviously do like a background check, you know.
Yeah, like there needs to be some oversight. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
But by the same token, like.
Same time, it's mostly people trying to do something.
Do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
And better a child's life because if they're in a foster home, sometimes you can expose them to a little more by bringing them out and doing that kind of stuff. So that's a story for another day. But yeah, I have some friends that are trying to do that right now. So
yeah, what's kind of been the big things of learning to parent as you've gone through? What's been like that big?
Man, everybody's like. You always hear like I'm gonna do it like my dad did, or I'm not gonna do it like my dad did, right? You just kind of I never read parenting books. Like I never was like the guy who read all these parenting books, and I just kind of observed and watched from
what you've seen,
the groups of others, and how they did it, and and the thing is, like the first time you do it, like it's my first time through. Like hey man, I realized I screwed up quite a bit with you, but it was my first time. Like just like we did some good stuff, we did some stuff wrong, and on number two you kind of do it a little differently, right? So Daniel's not that he's parented differently, but you learn from your mistakes, right? If you don't, you're gonna fail.
It's kind of
So, but I'm not a stern, strict guy, but I am like let's boundaries and
whatnot.
And kind of like I feel like as a parent you need to coach your kids through your successes and failures, and try to help them learn from the failures of what you've already experienced and that kind of stuff. But I was never a book reader or kind of doing all that parenting.
Trying to watch the manuals and
and it was kind of like I kind of just looked at my network of friends and family and saw how things going. Like I like doing it that way. I really don't like that one. But it's been good. Like,
take it, make a mix, and
I don't know what it's like to raise a girl. because I have 2 boys, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, raising boys is like, I got a new best buddy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, I may have lost my high school buddies, but now I got these 2 little buddies, and
Yeah.
we hang out and watch football, and we throw football in the house, and the couch is just another form of a wrestling mat. And
Yeah.
so, I was a very kind of rough and tumble. We fight in the floors and wrestle and carry on and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It was I have no idea if raising girls is different.
Yeah.
I have no advice for that.
Nothing on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one. That's
Yeah.
fair. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting now, like growing up and kind of being like, I think what you said is like, well, it was their first time at doing this as well. It's
Yeah.
like, and like realizing that as you kind of get older, it's like, oh, well, maybe that wasn't unfair. Maybe that was just,
Yeah.
a new situation for them as well.
Yeah, yeah. And, like, I always say, like, like when a kid, like 4-year-old loses, like has a helium balloon and it all of a sudden slips out of their hands and it's floating away.
Mm-hmm.
Like for them, that balloon was everything in their world.
Mm-hmm.
It would literally be like for you and me standing there, and all of a sudden our iPhone and our wallet just started floating up into the sky.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, like what the world am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So you have to kind of like put it through put it through the lens of like where they are in life.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I can see why that really upsets you, because the balloon, like, we can fix it, right?
Yeah.
Just like if you lost your wallet and phone, like we can fix it. May not like it, but we can do it.
Not fun, but
Yeah.
we can get around this problem.
Yeah, it's not like for us, like it's just a balloon. Who cares? Like, well, for them,
That was their whole world right there.
it
That
was
just
cool. Yeah.
floated away to the.
yeah, the whole world just floated away. So you gotta have the right kind of sympathy for the experience. So.
Yeah. I think one thing funny that from Miss Tracy that we kind of talked about was for y'all's honeymoon, you went to Disney World
Yeah,
or Disneyland.
Disney World in
Disney
Orlando.
World.
Because we had been dating for so long, like we already done it all. Like
Yeah.
we'd been to Europe together. We've been
Y'all travel a lot going on.
yeah. So like we've been to Europe. We've been all over the United States in essence, like been here, there, everywhere, all while dating. So like there was nothing that we could really do that would be like, oh wow, Plus we didn't have a lot of money, right? So I had never been to Disney World.
Yeah.
And she always had fond memories of it from being a kid, and we're like, well, let's just do something that's kind of like just fun, right? And so we did Disney, spent a week there. I'd never been back since. Like, it
just hasn't happened.
Just never happened. Like, wasn't in the cards. But we had a blast while we were there.
What was your favorite park? Did you go to all of them, or did you just go to one of them?
We went to them all.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say back then it would. I mean, I just like the classic ones, like and I don't even remember the names of them now, but like the classic ones on the main Disney property.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had the Animal Kingdom, and I don't even know what the
Epcot. I don't know if they had Epcot then or not.
I think they may have had it. Yeah, they had Epcot.
Epcot, and then it's like Hollywood Studios is like Tower of Terror.
Yep, because we did that too.
I can't remember what the classic one's called.
The one I was the one thing that was disappointing was Space Mountain was closed for remodel, so I didn't get to do the classic Space Mountain.
Yeah.
I think I really liked that, what they call like the future area.
Oh yeah.
Because
I think that'd be Epcot then, where it takes you like through. It's like a ride, and you go through and see like all what the future is gonna look like. And
yeah, and they kind of had like a futuristic thing.
Yeah, it's like the World Fair almost.
Yeah, kind of. I like that. But yeah, we did that. We kind of did there and just kind of goofed off and.
It's so fun.
Yeah, pretty basic honeymoon, but like you said, like once you've already done so many things, you know.
Maybe now you can take a part 2 for like the 30 years and be like, go see it again.
Yeah, I actually thought about that when we were looking at when 30 years was coming up. Like, what could we do? But we were so busy, our schedules were not aligning because of my work and stuff I had going on.
Yeah.
And her work and kids in school and this, that, and the other. Was like, how are we going to get a week off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up just doing a staycation down in Greenville.
See, that's also fun.
Yeah, it was, and then we went to the Bohemian.
Yeah.
Which I never stayed there, so we stayed in the Bohemian. We went to restaurants that we would never go to or never been to, so we try to make it like
do something that you wouldn't normally.
Yeah,
outside.
like if a tourist came to Greenville, what would they be doing?
Yeah.
That we don't do every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool. we Ubered. We actually Ubered. We lived 2 miles from the Bohemian, and we Ubered there because we didn't want to have a car. Like,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. Was Star Wars like a major part of you in growing up or not?
Star Wars, the original movie, was awesome.
The first ones.
The first two, I mean, I can remember seeing those in the theater. Like, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was never like the Star Wars like miniature guys.
Yeah.
I had friends who had all the miniatures and little mini
everything.
Chewbacca's and all that stuff. Like, I was a car guy, so like I was like collecting Hot Wheels and making model cars. And
doing manly things and not dressing up in your Jedi robes.
Yeah, I never did that. You speaking of manly things, so when I was young, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, you remember the Nerf basketball goals you could hang on your door?
Mm-hmm.
So I had that, man. I used to spend hours recreating Clemson versus North Carolina.
Whoever.
And I would like take my watch and I'd put on 20-minute halves and I'd like start the watch and I would have a piece of paper that would have like all the players' names and I would shoot like, oh yeah, he scored. Oh, he scored.
Yeah.
Like, Clemson always won somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, somehow they always won.
They always beat North Carolina.
Every time I had time to make a buzzer beater shot.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was fouled. He was fouled.
He was fouled. He's going to the line.
Yeah, he's going to the line to make two. Yeah.
He stepped over the line.
Yeah.
It's a lane violation.
Yeah.
He gets another.
That's right.
There's always some way to get. They're not going to lose the game.
No. There's Clemson always came out on top.
I love those. You'd get like friends would come over and those were the most. That and pool basketball were like the most physical games you could ever play.
We played Nerf basketball at the house, and it was like you'd be like sweating like crazy and hitting each other, and you had to keep your hand moving or what. You're like, your hand stop moving, man. Double dribble, man. You double dribble. We were intense.
Yeah, but it's like one step above like a wrestling match.
Oh yeah, it was.
It's like you might go up for a layup and you're just getting taken down.
You get taken down. The door gets like knocks holes in the door. You take you play and you had these like cheap doors and all of a sudden you put a big crash in the door. So then immediately you're like, what am I gonna do? My parents are gonna get mad. So then you take a poster and you put a poster over the hole. So then it's hidden for however long until
that poster comes down.
Yeah, then they find it. So
it's like, I don't know how that hole got there.
Yeah, it got me. I think it was there when we bought the house, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. With Disney, the Star Wars line they have now is super cool.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like it's like Mos Eisley. It's like from the first movie, the original one where they go into the spaceport where they meet like Han Solo.
Yeah.
It's that. It's recreated, so it looks like that entirely. Like you have the Millennium Falcon there. They have like a bar there. It's really cool.
I'd like to check that out. Like some of the stuff they've done over the years, I bet it's just amazing.
Yeah.
We did Universal in L.A. Probably 6 years ago. We did a trip out to see my cousin in L.A. I love. I mean, of course, I'm a tourist, not a resident.
Yeah.
I love Los Angeles, like as a tourist.
Yeah.
But we did Universal and we did Harry Potter. Man, was in the Harry Potter.
That would be really cool.
When you walk into the Harry Potter area, I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but you were watching it on TV down there. Like, I felt like I was like, this was real, man. Like we ate in some little restaurant that was like a Harry Potter. It was cool.
That's really fun. It's fun when I really find them interesting. Like, it's kind of dorky, but it's like all the artwork and all the like architecture and things to make it like recreated.
Oh yeah.
So it's like that's so cool. It's like
like you can immerse yourself in the moment. Like when you walk through those gates and like everything from this point forward looks like it would look in real life, and you can walk through there and you look up and there's like the big whatever the building was for Harry Potter. Like you're like, man, this is legit. You know?
Yeah, and also the food that they make, getting like I think they have butterbeer there, I imagine, and like whatever.
Oh yeah, they have all kinds of stuff.
And it's like, wow, I bet that's it's pretty similar to how it really that's just so unique. How they're able to do that.
Did you ever do like the Pirates Voyage at Myrtle Beach?
No, we didn't. No, not the Pirates Voyage.
We did it one time.
The
Manny was 5. Tracy was pregnant with Daniel. I don't know how she survived it because I imagine she was so nauseous. But like so damn man, you want to be in the Pirate's Voyage.
Yeah.
And so we went there, and you talking about like realistic, like it's kind of hokey, right? But like they did all the stuff out in this middle where they do the whole story and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like literally, I felt like a pirate because they gave you like a big turkey drumstick.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got this big drumstick, and they like, you want potatoes? Yeah, I like some potatoes. And they literally had like a pitcher there. And they just like pour out the potatoes on your plate. I'm like, this is probably how it was back on the ship. You know? Like it was
fun.
It was some crappy food.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was
But it's fun.
It was still fun. But, yeah.
Would I do it again?
No,
probably not.
But
for one time, it's.
But looking at it through your kid's eyes, and that's talking about the parenting. Like everything you do from the second you have a child, you're watching it through their lens.
Yeah.
And even if you're away on like a husband-wife getaway, you'll turn the corner and something will happen. And you're like, man, if they were just here right now, they would love seeing this. Like that's what happens. Is like you turn a minute from living for yourself into living for somebody else for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting. It's a switch.
Yeah, it is. It's a switch, and until you live in it, you don't understand it. But like it really is. Like it alters you in a way. Like for the rest of your life, you're planning for a different reason.
Yeah, it's less of a degree, but now that we have Kingsley, it's not the same as parenting, but it is like the first week of having him, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go out and run, and then I look down and I'm like, I can't just leave you here. Yeah, and you're here now.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of like mini preparation, right?
Yeah, I was like, I did not expect. We got him. Just kind of what you said. It was, I think Keely found a picture and she was like, "Want to get a dog?" And it was like, "Yeah, I don't know if right now." And she was like, it was the same argument of, "Well, what do you get from waiting?" And it's like, well, I guess we're getting a dog now.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I guess that's what's happening. So I was like, then Sunday came and we had a dog. And I was like, wow. And then Monday and Tuesday, I'm like, oh. Wow, I gotta really think about what I gotta get home by like this time.
Yeah,
make sure he's let out.
Like that's what happens. Like it's good. It's good skill building for if you ever have kids. Like having a pet it's real.
It's very much different, and I think it's different. No offense to like cats, but I feel like cats are more.
Well, cats like.
Man, cats can kind of just go around it.
And that's the thing. Like legally. I don't know. This may have changed in the last 20 years, but legally, cats are not considered domestic animals. You cannot domesticate a cat. Like you can't be like, "Hey Joey, the cat, come sit right here." Right?
Yeah, trying to train a cat to do anything.
Like cats can do what a cat wants to do, right?
Yeah.
And so
you can contain a cat,
Yeah, you can contain it, and you can but it's one of those things. Like if you leave the door open, the dog will come back. More often than not, if it's the cat's gonna do what the cat wants to do.
Yeah. So it's just different. It's different having.
I'm a dog guy.
Love it.
I don't have any dogs right now, but I grew up with dogs most of my childhood and young adult life before kids. And we had one dog since the boys were born, and that dog was untrainable. Not only by us, but also by a trainer. Basically had him for a week and came back and said, I can't train this dog, so you're either going to have to do this or that. And we said, we're doing that. And so we gave him to somebody else.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. That's pretty tough to have the trainer come back.
When the trainer says it can't be done, like I can't invest any more of my time. Like,
I can't argue with you.
Yeah, it's either, because if it gets bad enough, you're like, well, I don't know if I want to come home. So it was good though. It was an experience, but I'm a dog guy at heart.
Yeah.
As far as pets.
They're fun. It is nice. He's like, he'll come sit with you. Right now he likes to bite though, so it's like he might try to nibble on you a little bit, but
that's part of being a puppy.
That's part of the experience.
Yeah, it's part of the puppy experience, right?
An interesting part about a different part. You went homeschooling for kind of your kids.
Yeah, yes.
What was that kind of?
That was if you would have asked me in 2019 would I homeschool my kids, that answer would be like absolutely no. Like,
did you homeschool them the whole way?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
So Manny was so there's the school right. I mean, literally within walking distance, and I'm talking about like a 5-minute walk is Stone Academy, and it's like in Greenville.
Yeah.
People love
Popular place.
Yeah, popular place for the elementary school. So Manny went there first and second grade. He went to a different kindergarten. He went to a church kindergarten.
Yeah.
So he went there first and second grade, and by the middle of second grade, we were talking with his teacher, and she was like, "I think he's needs to be tested. Like he's fallen off like really bad in literacy." And we're like, "Really?" And so like you'd be like, he'd be fine all day at school, but the second he got home, he would just break down, like just inconsolable, frustrated, causing disruption in the house. Like you're like, "Dude, what's your problem?" All that kind of stuff. So we had him tested. Well, he has dyslexia. Like no wonder he can't process, right? And I think you yeah. So
I had the same thing.
Yeah. So we're like, wow. And so one of my business partners basically was like, "Yeah, my daughter has dyslexia. She goes to Camperdown, or she had just finished Camperdown." We're like, "All right, let's go talk to him." Well, so we went to Camperdown, and it was amazing. So Camperdown private school, all kids are dyslexic there. So he just fell in, loved it, spent 6 years there, and flourished. They gave him the tools to understand life and the world and all that good stuff. I can't say enough good things about Camperdown. Like even to this day, and Manny still goes back there and visits. And really he's been out of school there for almost 6 years, and he still goes back and talks to the teachers, and he went from being a student to now one of their buddies, right?
Yeah.
But so Camperdown kind of saved the family, right? And so that was his 8th grade year, which is when you age out of Camperdown. COVID shut the school down, just like it did everywhere else.
Yeah.
And so he spent the last half of his 8th grade year in a COVID environment like everybody else did, and was going to be starting at Greenville High. Well, he had a very close friend who had been homeschooled through Upstate Homeschool Co-op, the Browns.
Yeah.
And he had been doing that since he was a kid, and so, but they were best friends and growing up together and all that stuff. So Manny came to us and was like, "What do you think about me just doing this for a year and trying it out?" And we're like, "You know what? Any other time I would have said no, but because we don't know what's
going on, don't really know to make of this.
Yeah, like we don't know what's going to happen this fall. Like we don't even know if they're going to do it in person or virtual or what. But UHC's business as usual, right? They're going to kind of do what they're
going to do.
They're going to do, right? And so we're like, "Yeah, we'll let you try it." And he loved it. And Daniel, at that point, was he was starting the 3rd grade.
Okay.
I think, he was starting the 3rd grade. Same thing though. So we're like, well, if Manny's going to do it, let's just
put them both there and
put them both there. We actually did Daniel in the 3rd grade. We did 100% like pure homeschool.
Oh, okay.
No co-op, no nothing. And that was more work than we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So the co-op route was what worked best for us. And I tell people all the time, like they're like, "What's that like?" I'm like, "It's like college, man. It's like they go to class 2 days a week. They get all their instruction from teachers who are heavily engaged in that academia. They do all the testing. Like we're hands off on the grades, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
The other 3 days a week, they're studying just like you would in a college environment. Like and we're there to be their support and all that stuff. And Manny loved it and flourished, and got into Clemson and Carolina and every school he applied for, and so it was great. Good network of people, and Daniel's been there this is year 6 with Daniel now, so he same thing, just loves it. But and we always say it's a year-by-year contract. Like if something changes in our lives that we need to adjust, we're willing to pivot.
Yeah.
I mean, for the way we operate as a family, and it works. And you got to know your kid too. Like our sons are fairly self-motivated, so I don't have to stand over the top of them, or Tracy doesn't have to stand over the top of
Yeah.
them and fight over homework. They're self motivated to get it done, and you know.
Yeah, I would imagine it could be a little bit more tricky if it's like
Yeah.
pulling teeth to.
Yeah, if there's a lot of drama involved, and then obviously if it wasn't the right fit, we wouldn't.
Yeah.
They have to be able to flourish, and it has to kind of fit in our family's cycle.
Yeah. I imagine that's probably a big part of it. I mean, like, if there's just no self motivation. Kind of having that structure of 5 days a week at, with school.
And that's what
could help, but
there was a work philosophy that I went by years ago. So when I was working at D.R. Horton, right, they went through this process where they wanted you to swipe in and out anytime you went through the door.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they'd be like, hey, you were 15 minutes late for work today, or you left 10 minutes early. Like, I'm like, dude, I understand it. And this is where I talk about like the corporate world. Like, I understand it, man, but like, it's not how long I'm here, it's what I do while I'm here, right? Like, there are a bunch of people in this office who got 15 minutes of work done in the 9 hours they were here, right? Like, so let's be real. Like, whoever swipes in and out doesn't constitute work. Same thing with the educational process. Like, for me, it's like you can send your kids to whatever school you want. They can spend 9 hours a day there, but if all they're doing is scratching the teacher's back,
yeah, it's just if they're not doing anything, or
that's where's the value in the education, right? So I want to align myself with somebody who feels like while they're there, they're getting what they need, and then we can handle the rest.
I'd say probably at a better quality as well, teachers wise. I don't know what teachers they pull from or what they're.
A lot of them are former educators or have been professionals in a certain field, and they kind of align with the idea of the co-op program.
Yeah.
And so they hop in there, and like you're getting education from a former professional at this that's now doing business studies, or this person's had a career teaching physics and decided they'd rather
do it for here.
The co-op version. And
I imagine some of them probably started in public schools, and it's just like, all right, I have 5 classes of 40 kids a piece, and I'm not really I mean, that's just hard to engage with for anyone.
Oh yeah, and
let alone different age groups. It's like
and I'm not saying that by any stretch that the co-op's perfect. There's
things to like and don't like.
There's good kids and bad kids in every environment, and good teachers and bad teachers, and a lot of it's a product of who you get, right? But the one nice thing is, and I'll say this first, I'm not engaged, right? I don't go to the school and volunteer. That's Tracy does PTA. All that. Yeah, Tracy does that.
Yeah.
So, but Tracy's on that campus, right? So, Mama's on the campus. Mama's volunteering. Mama knows all the teachers and what teachers have certain structures that work good for our boys and all that kind of stuff, and so we can kind of navigate in a direction like we think this will work good for Daniel. This may not, so let's go this way.
Yeah.
And we do, but that's the whole thing. Like, if you're at a, public school environment,
you're kind of going down whatever path it is.
Yeah, it's
whatever got laid, whatever that paper said. Hand it to you with your class schedule.
Yeah, this is your schedule. This is the
what
path.
You're doing.
This is the path. I know there's navigation to that too, but also, Ronald Reagan said, "You vote with your feet," right?
Yeah.
And that means like you get to decide by using your feet to decide what you're doing, and so our vote is like we like this path of education for our kids, so we'll walk over to this side and do it this way.
Yeah.
Other people love the public school environment. I get it. I was a public school kid.
Yeah.
I have lots of friends who do public school and got great kids and all that good stuff.
It doesn't. It's worked. I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, so it's just what works for you.
But it is. I just think co-op's a very interesting thing. Like that's now, prevalent. Like pretty prevalent. More than it was. I think. I mean, we've talked about it before, but it's just like, you kind of went from no one homeschools, and then like homeschooling's like kind of odd.
Yeah,
weird,
there was
and
a
then you kind of
early on there was a stigma, like
Yeah.
I can remember, like, oh, you're the Mennonite weirdo that homeschools their
Yeah.
kids. Like that was kind of like the stigma,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the case, right? It was just kind of what was kind of embedded in most judgmental minds is like, oh,
That's odd. That's different. That's
yeah,
not.
you're the kid that has the weirdo kid that plays the saxophone.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're just like everybody else. Like we
Yeah.
go out and we shoot basketball, and
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the co-op program is like the flexibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to clock in at 8 and clock out at 3.
Yeah.
You get to kind of work your schedule, and literally if we decide we're going to Montana for February for 2 weeks to ski,
You can.
we get to go.
I feel like that's an important part when it's like trying to leave public school or like get out of, you have to like get like a written note from the president that's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to be gone for more than 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please, give me some work so I could actually do it?
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, sorry, you missed everything. Or it's like all right, making this kind of more difficult than.
Yeah, it really is. Like where is it that it says like you have to go to school 170 out of 180 days. You get 10 unexcused absences.
Yeah.
And the school's going to be open for 180 days. Some of that stuff I wonder if it ties back to like, I don't know. Does it tie back to where'd that number come up with?
Yeah, who came up with
the number? Like when it says we have to be there this many days out of the year, and does that tie back to, I don't know, does it tie back to school lunches or
whatever?
What does it does?
Yeah.
Like, or being able to provide care for kids this many days out of the year for parents? I don't know, but that's kind of how it
probably came from somewhere.
I'm sure it did.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would still do.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like, well, your kids are young and you can like go places versus like now once you get to college, it's kind of like, well, your kids take on their own life, or in high school they're taking on their own lives.
Yeah.
It gets harder and harder like to just, want to go do something or see things, have experiences, and that's pretty formative time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, sorry, you have to be in school, and unless it's during summer break when everyone else is off.
Right.
Then,
that's exactly it. Like there are certain experiences we try to put in front of our boys that in a different environment it probably wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Like we used to go, hadn't been in a while, but we used to go to Montana quite a bit in the winter.
Yeah.
Ross Shue.
Yeah.
Who I think gave you a tattoo.
Two
tattoos.
Probably a couple more. I got one up here and then.
I was just with Ross last week. We had lunch together, and I was told him I was doing this, and he says, "I'll tell you hello." So there you go.
Well, thank you. It's always good to see him.
Yeah. So, but so his family.
Yeah, I was out there.
Montana.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we're really close with him. The backstory is Tracy and Michelle, his wife, did Bible study together, and when we were adopting Manny, she was doing nannying, and so she was an integral part of our lives early on because she kept Manny all the time.
Yeah.
Like while Tracy was working quite a bit, and she was like the cornerstone of keeping him taken care of, and so they were like at our house every day.
Yeah.
Ross and I would go out into the garage and exercise and lift weights and do stuff, and we'd go to Montana and ski and hang out and all that kind of stuff. But like as the boys got older, we would take them with us, obviously, and so they got to experience what it's like out in the Northwest with 300 inches of snow, and like you can read it in a book or you can go actually
see it and be like burnt into your mind.
Yeah,
like this is what it looks like.
Yeah, get in it, and what's it feel like to be sitting around in 0 degrees and like all that kind of stuff.
I have a wind chill and it's like -80, and this really this really sucks.
You talking about sucks? So I did. We had to do a tour with the Tractor Supply real estate team last year.
Okay.
And I flew. I got there first. We flew into Idaho Falls Airport, which is a tiny little airport.
Mm-hmm.
We flew in there, and it was -10 ground temperature. I don't know how cold it was, like air, wind chill, but it was cold.
Yeah.
And you fly in, you're like, well, this is awesome, man. I'm from South Carolina. I'm like cold weather. This is cool. By the time I walked out of the airport and got to the rental car, my hands, I could barely even use the key to like get the car up.
Yeah.
But the next morning, so I was in charge of like go get snacks for the ride, and because we were riding around for 9 hours a day, for several days in this big van, and you got all these people. So go get snacks, go get it. Well, I left the waters in the car.
Oh.
So they were like frozen like a
frozen.
Yeah, they were hard as a rock.
Yeah.
But literally, like when we were driving around that first day, the car was heated. Like, you know, we had the heaters on, everything.
Cranked.
And we're cranked out. But literally, if you looked over out the window and your breath hit the window,
it was just like immediately like fogged up.
Frozen. So you had to like get your ID or a credit card out, and you had to scrape the windows from the inside to be able to look out, and like, there's the site we're looking at. Like, hold on.
Yeah, sketch down.
Yeah, it was cold, dude. That's probably the coldest I've ever been.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah, it was you know, I'd hate to be broken down out there for sure, man.
Oh yeah.
They say like the locals are like, you got to carry an emergency pack with you all the time.
I bet so. Yeah.
Something we don't think about here. Like, I need life safety.
Not really.
In the winter.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's very. It doesn't get terrible. I don't think we've ever had that bad.
No,
I mean, we gotten into like the single digits, but I don't think we've ever dipped into the negatives. And it's never been to the point where it's like, man, I'm gonna break like
I'm gonna freeze to death if I have to get out of my car and walk a mile.
I can probably figure it out for a mile.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, like Daniel, my 14-year-old, he don't have. I don't think he owns a pair of pants right now that are not shorts. Like, all winter long he'll be wearing shorts. He didn't care.
I did the same thing until about 20. And then 20 I started getting cold. And I was like, I guess I'll buy some sweatpants now.
You give it a few more years, man. You'll be like heating the house up to 80 and still shivering.
Yeah.
Like, it's changing for me a little bit.
No, it's... Yeah, that cold's ridiculous. We thought about going like somewhere for like to go see like Christmas lights and stuff. It'd be cool to like go to New York and like, or like Chicago, like one of the big cities where like you're gonna see. And it's like it's gonna be ridiculously cold. Neither of us really like the cold, and I'm like, that's a major deterrent. And then let alone how much it costs to like go there. It's like, well, those two factors. It's like, I think we're fine here.
I do like vacationing, like when we've been to Montana in the winter. Like, you know, one of the advantages of going with Ross is they have all the gear there, right?
So that's a big part.
Yeah, like so when you get there, it's like I don't have to go and rent ski boots. I don't have to go and rent, you know, a bib. Like, they have all that stuff there. So like you can pack and feel comfortable. Like, if I don't have it with me,
I bet they have
got
something
it in the closet.
there. Yeah, I don't have to bop down the...
we're the same size, so I can borrow whatever he has that's already there. And so that was always an advantage of vacationing with those guys, is being able to kind of chill in that manner.
Yeah.
But, it's always fun to go, but going there and hanging out is different than living there.
Yeah.
If you live there and every day, you know, if I don't shovel the snow, eventually I'm not getting out of my driveway. Like
well, probably within like a day you're not getting out of your driveway.
That's the thing. Like, I think about like vacation's awesome. Like, this is awesome. Like, I can hang out here. I could live here all the time. Yeah. Yeah. As long as somebody poured me a cup of coffee and took care of the shovel and snow for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, if you had to actually do it yourself, like, it's not quite as fun.
Yeah. Hard pass on that. It's like,
Same thing about when we go to LA. Like, I love going to California.
Oh, it's like beautiful. It's like, this is amazing weather.
It's beautiful,
I love
amazing.
being out here.
Love being out here. So I'll go for a run. Go out. We go and run over by Griffith Observatory and goof off, and it's all fun. You know, and even the traffic. You're like, oh, I love seeing all this LA traffic, man. It's like
it's like
so
this
cool,
isn't as bad. And it's like
go to Dodger Stadium. This is awesome. You know, and then he goes, it's awesome if you're vacationing here.
Yeah, but if you have to drive to the office at
every day,
7
this
in the
is
morning.
Your life. It sucks. So.
Yeah, wears you down a little bit more. You want to end it on one good piece of advice you have for?
Man, you know, as far as you know, just have fun, I guess. I mean, just.
I think it's a great.
Yeah. You know, and be where your feet are is kind of what I've kind of always kind of thought about, is like, just live in the moment. You know, there's a. Do you listen to music much? I'm not a music guy, but there's a Macklemore song, and it talks about the good old days.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, and it's so true. Like if you're thinking about the future or dreaming about the future or thinking about the past, and like you miss out on today, man. Like be where your feet are. Like your feet are with your lovely bride and dog. Like
be in the moment.
Live that moment, man. Like don't be wishing for the next step because you're gonna
miss what's happening now.
Exactly. Like listen to that song.
Yeah.
Listen to that song, and that's all you gotta know.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
A good song. Growing Up by Macklemore. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah.
That. That'll bring you to tears the first time
Dude,
you hear it.
There's